Renee Good was fatally shot in the head by a masked ICE agent. The videos that we've all seen by now, all of them, show this brutal act by ICE was completely unnecessary and that they were the aggressors in this situation.
Absolutely.
Renee was 37 years old, a mother with 3 children. Renee left behind a spouse. She had no criminal record outside of a parking ticket. Renee was an American who was shot in cold blood by federal ICE agents. Renee's wife said in a statement after the shooting, on Wednesday, January 7th, we stopped to support our neighbors. We had whistles. They had guns. Rebecca Good said in a statement to the Minnesota Public Radio on Friday, around the crowd today, you will see people from the Legal Defense Fund. To help fight deportations in our own communities, we ask you today to please donate to the Kennett Friends Fund for Immigrant Support. This fund supports families with legal funds as they fight deportation. Right now, there are families who have loved ones in Moshannon, and the Friends Fund is helping with the legal fees needed to bring them back home.
Yeah.
Throughout the day, you will see people circulating in the crowd with a QR code and instructions on how to donate. Please donate generously if you can. I'm Phil from Indivisible Chester County, and I welcome you all here today. We have a handful of speakers who have intimate personal knowledge of the issue that we're talking about, that we face today. I will not be introducing any of our speakers by name or title. I'll just say, hey, speaker, come on up, it's your turn, because it's just the crazy world we're living in today, and people can't be too careful. Now, if our speakers wish to identify themselves, then they are urged to do so. Facts about the results of ICE detainments and assaults. 32 people have died in immigrant and customs enforcement, ICE, custody last year alone. We're not 2 weeks into this year, and there's already numbers to add to that list. In mid-December, the agency was holding 68,440 people in detention. For what? December was the deadliest month in ICE custody. 6 people died, including 1 in a detention center at Moshannon, just a couple hours up the turnpike in bucolic, rural Pennsylvania. You'd never know what was behind those walls if you didn't know. In the last 4 months alone, immigration officers have been fired on at least 9 people. 9 people! All of the individuals targeted in those shootings were, like the woman killed on Wednesday, like Renee. In each case, the agents claimed that they fired in self-defense, fearing that they would be struck. The shooting on January 8th in Portland, Oregon by the Customs and Border Patrol marks the 16th shooting incident by federal immigration officials. These 16 shooting incidents have resulted in 4 deaths including Renee Good, and at least 7 injuries. In 15 other incidences, federal immigration agents held people at gunpoint but didn't shoot. Is that acceptable? No! 14 times immigration agents have fired non-lethal weapons, including tasers, rubber bullets, and pepper bullets at people. These 9 numbers are likely an undercount. We're sure the numbers are much higher. A lot of it goes unreported because people are scared. I would like to introduce our first speaker today.
Friends, in many traditions, there is a practice called lament. It is a cry to the universe, a cry to the divine, a cry to what many call God. These cries echo together and they form a chorus of voices united in a desire for a better world. These laments appear in the Hebrew scriptures. Leaders would lead the people in laments when they would subjugate the people, when they would harm the people, when they would treat the people unfairly. The psalmist cries out, "Woe to you who call evil good." And so this day, I want to raise our voices in a collective lament. And so together, I would like us to cry. When I say, "and so we cry," please respond with, "until all are free." And so we cry. All are free. Together we join this lament. We lament the loss of life, the 16 shots fired by ICE, the 4 people killed, the 32 have died in ICE custody this past year. We cry out. Until all are free. We lament the death of Renee. We grieve her children, with a wife who won't feel the warmth of her embrace, with friends who know and love her. We grieve that her life is gone. While I don't know Renee, the thing I know about Renee is she grew up a Presbyterian. She grew up in my tradition. Her uncle is a Presbyterian pastor. She spent 5 years in Northern Ireland trying to build peace. One pastor described her as a bridge builder. You can hear that in her final words on this planet. "That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you. I regret deeply that the last words she heard were fucking bitch." The Abrahamic faith teaches us that every person is made in the image of God, that they are image bearers, that they should not go a single day without fearing arrest, detention, or harm. Fear does not lead to safety. Fear does not lead to peace. And we cry out, "until all are free." We lament the lack of transparency. We acknowledge a system that is broken, that immediately blames the victim, a system that actively seeks to cover up the truth. And we cry out, "until all are free." We lament the lack of courage from our elected leaders. It is long past time that those in positions of power advocate for those who they've been elected to serve and protect. We cry out, "until all are free." We lament the raids on daycares, on schools, on houses, on apartments, on parks, on places of worship, places that should all be free, spaces where people should feel safe. We lament families separated, children on airplanes, children left alone, children crying out for their parents and spouses separated. Detentions that go on, and we cry out, "until all are free." We lament the lack of truth, the state that tells us not to believe our own eyes, to exchange the truth for a lie crafted by trolls and bots, a lie that denies reality, a lie enhanced by AI, a lie weaponized to target the most marginalized, a lie that reinforced a racist system, a system that targets people for their language, for their skin color, for their country of origin. And it's always about obedience at the end of a gun, a white person with a gun. And we cry out. And what I know is in the midst of the most horrible circumstances, there is always hope. There are always good people gathered here together. My neighbor in Downingtown, Carlos De La Valle, has been in a detention center for almost 6 months. His wife shared a story with me. Every evening in the detention center, the men gather in a group together. They have food that they've saved throughout the day. One of the favorites is butter on saltine crackers. Carlos and his wife have been helping men from all across the detention center. A group of South Asian men kept asking Carlos to join them. They barely spoke Spanish, they barely spoke English, but Carlos joined them and they ate. They presented him with a gift of a wedding band that they had crafted on stones. They formed a small ring because ICE took his wedding band. And this day we cry out. For Carlos, we cry out. For Renee, we cry out. For the 70,000 people being detained. Until all are free. Thank you.
Over the past few months, and specifically over the past several days, people reach out to us at Indivisible Chester County and they want to know, what can we do? How can we get involved? Well, you can come here to rallies like this today and demonstrate to the world what you feel is right. And when you know something is wrong, you're going to call it. You're here today, so thank you for that. There's also, if you go on to indivisiblechesco.org, and you can sign up to our mailing list, and we will keep you in the loop and show you ways to get involved. We have a breakout session for involvement on the 24th. There's more information about that on our website and our social media pages. We have the first Saturday of every month. We have a rolling protest at different Citizens Bank locations for their support for this tyranny that we're at right now. We're trying to tell their investors, go invest your money in something else. Get it out of this, take it away from ICE. And our next speaker is ready. Welcome.
Thank you, everybody. My name is Myra, and I'm here to speak to you about a story of family reunification and then a story of family separation. I came to the United States in 1993. I was only 12. I actually saw my little nephew, who was barely a few months old, because he was brought by his mother in 1991, just a few months after he was born, undocumented. He grew up in the United States, and this was his home. He never got to see Mexico. He died 2 years ago by suicide as a DACA recipient, because that's all he was able to receive. It was the same year that my sister, his mother, received her green card from her second son, who was 21 years old. My sister waited 28 years to receive that green card. Out of desperation, my nephew took his own life. He was the last in our family who could have received a green card. But because our system for immigration is so broken, he was too desperate. In a country that unfortunately is easier to purchase a gun than to receive mental health. Here in Southern Chester County, Actually, the majority of the families that are being separated are separated because men have DUIs or domestic violence in the records. This has been proven time and time again by the men that are picked up by ICE outside of court, or while they attest to their immigration records that they have no other criminal record. They are not murderers. They are not rapists. For me, having a DUI or domestic violence in your record means that you're not receiving the mental health that you should be receiving to deal with those issues, and the reason why you have a DUI record and domestic violence. We need to better the United States, because instead of family reunifications, many families are being separated. I became a U.S. citizen, and I come to you asking for help for our immigrant families. They're here to work. They're hardworking. The men that are being picked up are leaving women and children to fend for themselves. Men and women come to work to make this country better, and they deserve better. Please call your representatives and ask for this broken system to be fixed, to get ICE out of our immigration system, and to reunite families as they should, so that we stop with all of the depression and the anxiety that our children and our women and our mothers are suffering because of all of these separations. I beg you, please, ask for family reunification and ask for our immigration system to be fixed. This is my nephew, Sammy. He deserved a better life. He deserved a happy life. He did not deserve to be able to buy a gun, to take his own life out of desperation. Please, I beg you, go ask your representatives to fix our system. People are here to work. That's all they want. A better life, just like your ancestors did. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Reverend Dan Schatz. I'm minister of the Unitarian Congregation of Westchester, which is just down High Street from here. As we remember and mourn Renee Nicole Good, we also lift up and mourn the dozens of others killed at the hands of ICE. We will have a reading of their names later on. And we lift up our neighbors living in fear. We lift up children traumatized and separated from their parents, communities torn apart by the brutality of the new American secret police. Now, I come from a faith centered in love that teaches justice, freedom, and compassion, that teaches every human being is inherently worthy, and I believe that to my core. Renee Good held her values to her core. And on Friday, her wife Becca talked about what Renee believed in. She said, "We honor her memory by living her values, rejecting hate and choosing compassion, turning away from fear and pursuing peace, refusing division and knowing we must come together to build a world where we all come home safe to the people we love." Woo. What is happening right now in our country is not just a political crisis, it is a moral crisis. We are not living up to our values as a nation. We are in a moral crisis when hordes of masked agents with guns show up at a school while children are present, abduct staff, and tear gas students. That's what was going on in Minneapolis last Wednesday. That's why the neighborhood had come together to witness and to protest. We are in a moral crisis when nonviolent dissent gets branded as terrorism. While murder and kidnapping have somehow become law enforcement, we are in a moral crisis when those in power respond to the murder of a civilian by slandering her character and lying about her death. We are in a moral crisis when bullying becomes public policy. We are in a moral crisis when human dignity gives way to the raw exercise of power for the sake of ego. And because we are in a moral crisis, ours will be a moral response. Renee Good's wife asked us to honor her memory by living her values, and that is exactly what we will do. So in the face of lies, we will tell the truth loudly and repeatedly. When they try to silence us, our voices will ring more boldly than ever with fierce and loving compassion. When they try to degrade some of us because of our differences, we will reach out to protect each other. When they try to frighten us, we will come together as we have today in the power of community. And when they try to goad us to become like them, to leave behind what we believe in, to treat those we disagree with as beneath humanity, we will have none of it. We will never give them that victory. We will never give in to the poison of hatred. Instead, we will turn to love, turn to compassion, turn to one another and to freedom and to justice and to all that we hold dear. We will never become what we abhor. Never. This morning I said these words to my congregation, and I give them to you now. Remember that who you are and how you choose to be in this world matters far more than you know. Remember that your ideals mean something. Let them lead you. Remember that you have power, and that your power is greater when it is exercised in love. Remember that even on the hardest days, when the tears come all too quickly, there is still sweetness and good in this world, and you are part of it. Remember, you are not alone. And when you need to turn away for a while, others will be there to hold you, to protect you, to carry your flame. Together, we will be a beacon to this nation and this world. Thank you. Yes.
Good afternoon, folks. I'm State Representative Chris Bielli, and welcome to my district here in Westchester. I wasn't supposed to speak today, but I was asked to say a few words, so I don't have a speech written for you, but I want to share some of my feelings. I came here today for a vigil, for remembrance of Renee Good and so many others like her. I'm not a terribly religious man. I was raised a Catholic, but I do remember vividly that Jesus, Mary, and Joseph were refugees. And out of Egypt they came. And it seems like we have our own King Herod in the White House now, and the people who support him in Congress. It didn't have to be this way. We all saw the videos. We all knew this was only a matter of time happening. And we're faced with a historical struggle once again, 250 odd years later, for our very freedoms. Folks, elections have consequences. If you didn't vote the last presidential election, if you didn't vote the last few elections, remember, elections have consequences. And for those of you who have been fighting the good fight, I know you're tired. I know you're scared. Hell, I'm scared. I'm an ex-82nd Airborne soldier, correctional officer, and I'm scared. But I know, and I'm going to ask all of you, don't give up. I see that you're here, and founding fathers and patriots over 250 years ago. We can win this struggle if we stay together, if we keep fighting. Here in the state, people say, what can you do as a state representative? I can tell you, I've introduced 2 pieces of legislation. I never thought I'd be arguing for states' rights. I had a friend say, well, Chris, I do declare, it looks like you're arguing for states' rights. But we are. So out of HB 1968, protecting American citizens from unlawful and legal residents from unlawful seizures and searches. Call our leadership. Let's get that vote on the floor. American citizens are being detained based on how they look. That's not who we are. We have another bill that I just introduced about not one damn penny of state funding going towards any police departments here in the state for any ICE enforcement. Not gonna happen. We need your support on that. Folks, years from now, people are going to ask your children, God willing, your children's children, are going to look you in the eyes, and they're asking you, at that moment, you'll think back, what did you do to stop this madness? What did you do to stop this tyranny and this hate? I'm asking you all to get to the breach one more time and fight. Vote. Support the candidates that are against this oppression. Help out those organizations that were just mentioned that help immigrants. Thank you and God bless you all.
Thank you, Representative Paoli, and that is the Kennett Friends Fund for Immigrant Support. Hopefully those QR codes are out there somewhere, but look for on our website. Now, I just want to reiterate something that I mentioned a little earlier. To help us fight grassroots movements, People Power brought Jimmy Kimmel back. Grassroots pressure forced Avelo and Spotify to cut ties. So if you've been waiting for your moment to get involved, I'm here to tell you, it's now. Citizens Bank continues to make it possible for profit detention centers to operate, and for ICE to continue their assault on our communities by financing this cruelty. Cruelty is the operative word today, isn't it? I mean, that's the point. Join us on the first Saturday of every month at Citizens Bank as part of a statewide effort to demand that they stop funding harm and start choosing people over profit. Go on our website, indivisiblechessco.org. Go to our Mobilize link, sign up for our meeting on the 24th. It's a training meeting, so if you don't know how to do things, we'll show you, you know. And as far as police go, I have worked closely with the police in my community. I know them well. I see the officers, the fine men and women who are officers here in Westchester. And from what I see, they always do an exemplary job. And I know you know, but let's make it clear. That's not what we're talking about when we talk about the masked bandits of ICE. The federal government, led by Trump and his cronies, J.D. Vance, Stephen Miller, and Kristi Noem, even before they saw the video, they denied any wrong by that ICE agent. Even after they saw the video, they doubled down and said she tried to run him over when clearly she was trying to follow conflicting instructions and trying to vacate the scene. And when you look at the smile on her face when she's telling that officer, I'm not mad at you, dude. You know, she's trying to be friendly. How do you do that? How do you shoot that? How do you point a gun at another human being and pull the trigger 3 times? I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Renee Good they shot her in the head, and he turned around. You heard the expletive. He walked away, drove away, and they decided within hours that, the FBI is going to investigate this. The cover-up has begun. The federal government's going to control the narrative. Well, this can't happen. This can't happen. We're going to have to get out of Washington, D.C. and... This sets a new precedent for the safety and constitutional rights of all of us, all Americans. We are here today because we cannot be silent. We need to stand together, indivisible.
Shut down ICE! 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 Shut down ICE!
Our vigil is about at its conclusion, but we're going to end it by reading the 32 names of the human beings who lost their life in 2025 while in ICE custody. Genry Ruiz Guyland, Sarawit Gazagan Dejin, Maxim Cherniak, Juan Alexis Teneo Martinez, Brian Garzon Rayo, Non Nyuk Yen, Marie Ange Blaise, Abelardo Abelinada Delgado, Jesus Molina Vea, Johnny Novillo, Isidro Perez, Tin Xuan Fan, Galfeng Ji, Lorenzo Antonio Batres Vargas, Oscar Brescon, Duarte, Santos Vanegas Reyes, Ismael Ayala Oribe, Norlan Guzman Fuentes, Miguel Angel Garcia Medina, Wabeng Z, Leo Cruz Silva, Hassan Ali Mod Saleh, Josu Castro Rivera, Gabriel Garcia Aviles, Kai-Yin Wong, Francisco Gaspar Andres, Pete Samalo Montejo, Shiraz Fatehale Sakwane, John Wilson Brutus, Fuad Saeed Abul Qadir, Delvin Francisco Rodriguez, Neko Senev Ganchev. Two of those names happened right in Moshannon in Pennsylvania. It's happening here. I apologize to anybody's name who I just butchered. Just fight the good fight, everybody. This is just beginning. Don't give up. Take heart. I love you. Love your neighbor. If you can, love your enemies too. That's a little bit harder.
We won't give up.
And we will not give up.
We won't give up. We
We will not give up. We will not give up. We will not give up. We will not give up.
We won't give up. We won't give up. We will not give up. We won't give up. Renee Good. Renee Nicole Good.
I have some cards here. If you would like other ways to get interested in it, see Laura. The vigil is ended. Please have a great day. Go in peace. Thank you.
We're supposed to sing.
I didn't know that. Go for it.
Okay, come on up. They said to go. I feel weird.
He's forming a song. I don't know how it will save democracy, but I know
You gotta call one. If they don't say anything, everybody thinks it's not a lot. Well, it is a lot. I've worked with good police officers. That guy, Mayor of Minnesota is making a lead on stuff too. Yeah, he's really good. Well, thank you for coming out today.
I love that.
I know, we worked our light this week. We don't want to like this. We need something. You want to don't drag your butts out here. So we're glad that we can count on you for this week. In many more ways than that. Well, yeah. Taking donations on site. You gotta fund some of that.
If you could put it towards getting the word out about it, about
Yeah.
demonstration.
Yeah, this
It's
one
a
we
little
put.
hard for you to find.
This one we put. Are you on our mailing list?
No, I kind of avoid all this, but maybe this time.
We send it once a week, and it has everything on it. And also our website's on there. Yeah.
King's rallies and all
Yeah,
that.
because we try to put everything on social media too. So it's like, yeah, sorry. This one we just literally just put it together in the last couple of days. So.
All right, well,
But yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
go off
Thank
the
you.
rest of them whenever I can.
Thanks.
Good luck.